Kevin Durant on a streak right now, on a Hall of Fame looking like streak. Speak on this, and should he be the front runner for the MVP, even though it's early on in the season? Go ahead, team.
I mean, in my personal opinion, he was the front runner before this tear that he's on. People are acting as though he wasn't outplaying everybody else before he went on this tear. I mean, even before he went on this 10-game maniac of a scoring streak, he was leading LeBron in every category except for assists and obviously the inflated field goal percentage. So let's not pretend that he was the front runner from that point before the 10-game winning streak. But this, to me, is just icing on the cake. It puts a big gap in between him and whoever the second place is right now.
Okay.
So,
but I don't think it's that big of a disparity between Kevin Durant and second place, which is, in my estimation, LeBron James.
Well, I don't know. Paul George
is also making a case for himself, too. I'll give you that, too, John. But I don't think it's that big of a space in between Kevin Durant, Paul George, and also looking at LeBron James. They're right there, 1, 2, 3.
House Sports on your radio. Tell us who you are. Tell us who you're repping.
This is Supreme Dollar Talk.
What's good, team? Hey, you're on with Christopher Thomas, man. Chris, finish up, and then we're going to pass it to you, man. Go ahead, Chris.
Nah, man, listen, I think when it all comes down to it, OKC still has to defeat the Spurs. They still have to face the Clippers, even when Chris Paul comes back. Even despite, they still have to face Golden State. There's still a lot of tough teams coming out the West, even the Blazers.
Okay.
So I think if they don't have Westbrook, they're a second-round exit waiting to happen. I think their best chance is for Westbrook to get healthy, and then they'll be able to make some noise.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more, Chris. Now, Preem, we're talking right now about Kevin Durant, all of his feats. Is he the MVP? I'm going to say this, Devin.
Yeah.
And this is me being devil's advocate. There's still a lot of season left. LeBron James and the Miami Heat love to turn it on the second half of the season. He could sneak Kevin Durant in the voting. People love LeBron. Preem, what do you think about it, team?
I think you're absolutely right. You hit it on the nail. Don't get it wrong. Kevin Durant, he's doing extra because Westbrook not there. I mean, if it's not LeBron, it's going to be Westbrook. But I think the second half, even Wade and the Miami Heat with LeBron, they're going to turn it up. But I think it's going to be a close call between Kevin Durant and LeBron James. If Kevin Durant continues to lead, if he leads the lead in scoring, I think he's going to get the MVP.
I agree.
I think it comes down to more than scoring this year. We've seen Kevin Durant have, 3 scoring titles, 4 All-Star appearances, Rookie of the Year. We know what this guy can do. He can fill it up. He's a 6'11" shooter, and not too many people can stop him, if anybody, in the NBA. And
so he's due that. He's due the MVP.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's about that time.
I'm not going with it being due it.
No, I'm saying his numbers are higher than they've ever been in terms of outside of points. But assists, he's up at 5.1. His career average is 3.3. His rebounds are up almost a full one whole rebound per game. He has 7.7 per game this year. And I'm saying I think he'll lead in not only scoring this year, but in terms of leading his team, he's a better leader now.
I'm sorry, Devin.
You know?
He is.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I apologize to
What do you mean?
I'm sorry to everybody on the phone because I got to give some truth to this. I'm sorry. I'm going to put.
No, I think it is his time.
But no, Devin. Wait a minute.
And I think Christmas was kind of saying that a little bit.
Wait a minute. No, and Chris, I know Chris is going to agree with me on this, man. So go ahead and get my amen section ready on this. Westbrook shoots the basketball. He not only shoots the basketball, but he shoots it at an alarming degree, Devin. Whenever Westbrook gets back, you can expect his production to dip because he's just not going to be able to get up enough shots, Devin. Right now, he has as many shots as he possibly could want. Right? If he wants the ball, he wants to shoot, he can get it. But when Westbrook gets back, all of that has to tailor off because Westbrook's going to want to eat too. That is
True.
It's gonna bring in LeBron James, who is the guy on his team who's gonna get those shots, Devin. When LeBron wants to go for 40, he goes for 40. Durant's not gonna be able to say that. What do you think about that, Chris?
I believe that, but keep in mind, before Westbrook got hurt, him and Durant was playing good. It's like
exactly.
It's like a Wade and LeBron with them two when they get back.
I agree.
Kevin Durant is holding it down to Westbrook. They know they got to compromise each other. It can't just be no one-man show. When he comes, they got to compromise each other. They got to feed off each other and continue to run. But at the end of the day, they have to come through when they get to the playoffs, man. I mean, they strong, and then not only that, Reggie Jackson's playing good.
I was about to say that. Good point, Prem.
Very true. And Derek Fisher looks better.
I said that was a great point, Prem. You mentioned Reggie Jackson and how his play has been assisting. I look at last night's game against the Spurs, and Reggie Jackson at one point was like 6 of 6 or 7 of 7 from the field. He was an asset too to this OKC team, and you can see him filling that void of a Russell Westbrook. You didn't see him shoot the ball too much, but he was very, I might say, efficient in his role in the lack of a true point guard.
I don't know, Devin.
And I'm saying I don't think Russell Westbrook, when he comes back into the nucleus of what that OKC offense team is doing, whatever, that is going to negate what we're seeing right now from Kevin Durant.
You're
no,
sick.
I don't believe it's going to affect that at all.
Devin, no. When you go from a guy like Reggie Jackson, who's obviously deferring to Kevin Durant, Westbrook's not. We've seen it time and time again. People began to even denigrate Russell Westbrook because he wasn't deferring to Kevin Durant. Because you saw games where Russell was getting up 30 shots and Durant would get up 15. We saw it, Devin. I'm not talking about something that I'm speculating on. I'm talking about things that we've seen already. Westbrook is going to shoot.
Reggie Jackson's supposed to defer. He know his role. He know his
That's true.
He's limited to Westbrook because he's supposed to do that.
That's true.
But I'm saying when Westbrook gets back, things are going to change for Durant. And Devin, at the end of the day, even though he hits a high percentage of his shots, Devin, you got to get a certain number, a certain volume of shots to be able to score the basketball in a certain category. You just have to.
No, listen, as much as you want to talk about Reggie Jackson still isn't a Russell Westbrook. I understand the fact that Reggie Jackson, obviously dishes out the ball to Kevin Durant. But the funny thing is that I read a statistic like a year or two ago. The Thunder actually have like a 21-5 record a season ago when Russell Westbrook shoots the ball a lot more than Kevin Durant. I think the whole fact that Kevin Durant won't get as many shots as Russell Westbrook, I think that's pretty much like an asinine statement. Kevin Durant's still going to get his. Point is this: you obviously saw what happened with Kevin Durant and Westbrook out. They need each other. They're a dynamic duo. They need each other.
Exactly. Durant is having them numbers because Westbrook is not there. If Westbrook had not got hurt, do you think he'd be averaging 37 points for the last week?
No,
I can't say
no.
I can't. I can't. No,
I don't know, but I'm saying it's a very good look for him, Kevin Durant specifically, in terms of what he's trying to accomplish with this MVP run. But at the same time, I had a chance to speak to Kevin Durant last time he was in this playoff picture against the Grizzlies, and I said, you need your boy Russell Westbrook. They're a 1-2 punch, and he conceded, and he knows that. Kevin Durant is a guy who can feed off his partner in crime, Russell Westbrook, and his team can go collectively further with both of them hitting on the same cylinder.
Hey, I couldn't agree more. Hey,
yes, sir.
Chris, Preem, I love the commentary
yes, sir.
team. We're going to see you on House Sports, man. House Sports.
House Sports.
House Sports all day.
678-705-9693.
Love when I get new callers, Devin.
New callers. We got another caller right now. Let's take the call.
Let's do it.
Hello?
Yeah, tell us who you repping.
Hey, what's going on? This is Cortland Griffey.
What's good, team?
How you doing, man?
Hey, hold on. We're going to pass it to Cortland right quick, man. Put your 2 cents in on this MVP race. I know everyone says it's Durant, but not only that, how do you think the MVP should be decided? Should it be a guy that's going through some type of arduous journey, like a Derrick Rose or a Steve Nash, or should it be the guy who's playing the best ball? Go ahead, Cortland.
Yeah, Kevin Durant's definitely the front runner by a mile. But as far as deciding who the MVP is, it's got to be consistent. It's got to be the guy who's playing the best ball and contributing to his team. The guy who's taking his team to that next level. The guy who's doing it night in, night out. That's how the MVP should be decided.
I'll say this, going back to when LeBron won the MVP, and I was talking about the same year that OKC appeared in the NBA Finals against LeBron, people were saying that, hey, Kevin Durant got snubbed in terms of the MVP voting that year, and I feel that similarly right now you have a guy in a comfortable position, and his name is Paul George. His team in the East, the Pacers, are on a run. They might appear in the NBA Finals this year, and I just think it's just bad timing for him, as it was back then for Kevin Durant, and that it's going to take some consistency. I think there's a lot of politics. Christmas D. Gibson, you said a little bit earlier, in terms of this voting for the MVP. there is some speculation here. All right, I look at what not only a guy can do in 1 year, but what can he do over the course of time to prove that he's not only just a good prolific scorer, but he's a good, well-rounded athlete, and he can do a lot of things for your team. And Paul George, as though he's a very good defender right now, he's doing a very good thing for this Indiana Pacers team that I'm expecting to come out of the East this year. I just think it's the wrong time, and he hasn't done it enough to win the MVP because, honestly, there's a lot of politics in who wins the MVP and when they win the MVP. I believe Kobe got snubbed out of a lot of MVPs, but I'm just saying you have to pay your dues over the course of time in the NBA. It's been proven, and the only guy that really didn't have to was Derrick Rose, and I'll say one time for Steve Nash. Steve Nash got it a few times, and I said he didn't deserve it.
There's a terminology that we use for
Derrick Rose had the MVP won by midseason.
That's what I'm saying.
Already crowned him, a few months into the season,
and that's because of the success of where the Bulls
were. And that's what's
were.
happening with Durant right now. That's why I think he's already got it sold up.
It's the timing of it.
I don't know, Chris, but I'm now an advocate for Paul George winning the MVP.
I doubt it.
Paul George will get it one day, 1 year, not this year, not this year.
House sports, Chris.
House sports, Chris.
Paul George might never get MVP, but I really don't care about MVP.
Oh, city.
Too many politics.
House sports, Chris.
House sports.
Yep. You're drunk, Devin.
678-705-9693. It sticks, Devin. It's a moniker that sticks.
It's not. It's not cool. It's not cool, man.
But Devin Emery,
we got another call, John. Let's take it.
We can't leave nobody off, man.
House sports, hello.
Hello?
House sports, Henry, this you?
Hey, man, what's going on?
What's up now?
I lost reception because there's a newborn baby in the house. Everybody's sad. There's a whole bunch of people in the house. I try to go downstairs and the phone cut off, man. So I'm sorry about that.
Oh, it's cool. It's cool. I want to get your perspective on this MVP topic. We're talking about Kevin Durant. We're talking about LeBron James, the player Paul George. Who gets the MVP this year, and why do you feel like they do?
Well, honestly, like those three guys, they all have a chance. Right now, I see Kevin Durant is the top leader in this because just for the simple fact of how he can play every position. The only position he couldn't play is the center, and that's because of his weight. But his ability and he does everything better than all of those three guys. Both of those two guys.
Okay.
At the size and his release is always the same. He's carrying the team without the second scorer, Michael Westbrook. And they're on a tear, and they're playing excellent. Now, Indiana, there's threat. Paul George.
There definitely are.
Yeah.
He's definitely a candidate of the MVP. He's a unique player, but his only problem is he turns the ball over a lot. Indiana, their defense is great. Stevenson, he's got to be the most improved player.
I'll give you that.
This year.
Hands down. Yeah,
and I think they have improved. Their bench is awesome, and I don't see Miami matching up with those guys. My Knicks, forget about it. They're done. They're lost. I don't know. I couldn't even give you an answer. I say fire the coach, trade Melo, start from scratch. But honestly, I just think that Kevin Durant, at his size and at his skill, where he handles the ball, where he sees the court, where he moves, it's like he waits for double teams. He has the ability that I've never seen another player in the NBA, in my time. And I grew up with Patrick Ewing, and I grew up watching those guys. Allen Houston and John Starks.
You're a New York guy. That's what that is. You're a New Yorker. Talking about those Knicks.
I'm a New Yorker.
I know it. But
I'm a New Yorker. And that's just the New York. My spirit is like that. I get on the phone. I mean, even though my team is down, that's just New York. We like to talk trash.
That's what
I learned
you do.
that from my brothers growing up.
That's all you do.
In sports and always competitive.
All
spirit,
bark, no bite. That's
honestly,
what you look at.
LeBron is he's playing excellent too. But he also needs that extra. He needs the way to be healthy in order for them to three-peat. You guys just, have a great night. And go New York, go. That's all I have.
I feel that. House sports, Henry.
All right, man. Take it easy, bro.
Where does the show go?
Yep.
Have no clue, Devin.